recap of UFC Fight Night, Whittaker versus DeRitter. Gonna start off from the early prelims. Martin Bidet gets a win over Marcus Buchecha. Got this one wrong. I thought Buchecha was gonna submit Bidet in round one, but he just didn't look all that good. Coming to the UFC, he was fighting in one before, I believe it was. Couldn't really implement his takedowns. He did at times, but couldn't really get a submission. And honestly, this fight could have went to Buchecha now. First round, I could see it for Bidet, but round two, Buchecha gets more control, some good ground and pound, but does spend some time on the feet just not being able to do anything. That was kind of the same thing in round three, but commentary was kind of exaggerating Bidet's shots. They weren't all that good. And then Buchecha, he pulled guard, but then got to top position and was getting good ground and pound, but spent the last minute on bottom. So I could see this going to Buchecha, but, if a fight's close, we're going to go with Martin Bidet every time. Let's move on to Steven Nguyen versus Muhammad Yahya, or Nguyen, if that's how it's pronounced. I'm sorry, but anyway, Steven gets a win. Just broke the record for knockdowns. They counted 6. It was about 8, but UFC, again, sometimes they just don't know how to score knockdowns. But anyway, Steven drops Yahya a lot of times in round one. And then it was about 30 seconds in, he times a kick of Yahya and drops him with a right hand. A lot of left hooks and right hands. He got dropped himself at the start of round two, but I just swole way too much. Now, the finishing potential, the ground and pound needs some work, but, the boxing, it was pretty crisp this fight, so good win from Nguyen. I think he got $50K too. Billy Elikana gets a win over Ibo Aslan in a very boring fight. Just no commitment on either side with the shots. Elikana tried some takedowns, couldn't get any. They were pretty easily denied. But Elikana gets a win. Teeps was kind of a deciding factor. Landed a good 1-2 at times, but no intent to finish the fight whatsoever from Elikana or Aslan. So yeah, Aslan just really came into this fight with a different approach. He just comes out guns blazing looking for the finish, and now he just was so timid. It was very weird to see. I thought Elikana was going to submit Aslan, but he couldn't get any takedown. So yeah, boring fight. I don't think Billy should get his win bonus. I feel like we should stop with the doubling for wins and maybe get a finish bonus going. That sounds a lot better. Anyway, Tabitha Ricci gets a TKO over Amanda Ribas. I thought she was going to get a controversial decision win by split decision, but she actually finished Ribas with an elbow in the clinch in round two. Probably losing the first round, but maybe the judges would go with Ricci. And she did look a lot smaller this fight, which I thought they'd be around the same size, but Ricci was a lot smaller. But in round two, elbows hurts Ribas to the eye, I've heard, and then finishing blows, and she gets a TKO. Davy Grant fraud checks Damon Blackshear. Again, it's I wasn't trusting in Davy Grant, but he always gets his fraud check every time. Just when a new up-and-comer is getting their way, they need to fight Davy Grant. Sometimes they rob Davy Grant, but there was no debate here. He got the win. Good on him. 39 years old, coming off surgeries. Very good. I'm impressed by Davy Grant. Muslim Salikov gets a win over Carlos Leal. That's a win. He brutally knocked out Carlos Leal, who was just trudging in, asking to be KO'd. He was landing some shots, but it was over when it was over. If you're gonna fight like that, highly pressuring your opponent, then at least keep your hands by your face maybe, and don't leave your chin on a silver platter. Just overhand right hook kind of thing to a temple, not really to a chin, but it gets the job done. Just very poor defense from Leal. Needed to be a lot more cautious. Got cocky, got knocked out by Muslim Salikov. The year of the Unk is 2025. 41 years old Salikov is, and 42-second KO. Got a 50K, I'm pretty sure. Bryce Mitchell, Said Nurmagomedov. Bryce Mitchell gets it done. Send him 2 free years, Arkansas. But round 1, Bryce Mitchell, he was behind. He got some trips every now and then, but ate a flush knee up the middle, got dropped, almost got TKO'd, but survived. And then rounds 2 and 3, he was taking down Nurmagomedov. He was more tired. Bryce was more strong in here, had a size advantage at bantamweight. I'd recommend him for staying at this weight class. That seems like the smart thing to do. But decision win from Bryce Mitchell. Almost got caught in a guillotine in round 3, but Top Control wins him a fight, rounds 2 and 3. Nikita Krylov, Bogdan Guskov. Bogdan Guskov got the KO. It was a right hand down the pipe, drops Krylov at the end of round 1. Follow-up shots, get the KO. There was some action before this, but it was pretty entertaining, but they were kind of going back and forth. Yeah, good KO from Guskov. Give him a bump up. Asil Almabayev, Jose Ochoa. Jose Ochoa was tempting the pick here because he did KO Cody Durden, who is a wrestler like Almabayev, but Almabayev just, he took the win. He spent more time on Top Control. That's how he won the fight. And on the feet, Ochoa was doing well. Almabayev was also doing okay. I think he got a head kick at one point, landed some overhands. Ochoa was a little better on the feet. Straight lefts were working, knees, but not quite on the chin to the chest. He got one, and almost got a guillotine in round 3, but Almabayev kept Top Control, won the fight. Shara Magomedov, Marc-Andre Barrios. I thought this was going to be an easy win for Shara Magomedov, and this was a layup, which it did look like at first, but decision win. Arguably lost the second round, but all 3 judges had it 30-27 to Shara. Low kicks at range mainly. Good clinch work. Got taken down a few times. Grabbed the cage a lot. Marc-Andre Barrios smashed his nose at one point, second round. It was an overhand right. Almost finished him, but he clinched up, so kind of threw it away, but almost got finished himself at the end of round 2 and 3, if I'm not mistaken. But this one fight of the night, I understand. Shara, I don't know if he's going to be a top dog. It's just the boxing isn't too strong. He doesn't have much power in his hands. So I don't know how much further he goes, but he's back in win column. Peter Yan, Marcus McGee. Peter Yan gets a win. This was a 29-28. McGee won the first round. I could understand giving Yan the second round, but McGee was more busy and did hurt Yan at one point with straight left. And southpaw 1-2s were working for him pretty well. Yan also got some good shots in round 1, so I don't know. Round 1 could go either way, but round 2 and 3 was just classic Yan performance. Yan was just eating the shots and returning, and they were way more significant than McGee's. And then round 3, he kind of just held McGee for round 3. Not much action here. Kind of kneeing the thigh. what did Marab do to him? But Peter Yan gets a win. Good on him. 3-fight win streak. I say give him a title shot. Probably over Marab. I think he's going to defend against Sandhagen. Maybe Sandhagen wins. And that would open up another rematch. So, anyway, give him a title shot. Let's get to the main event. Reiner de Ridder versus Robert Whittaker. RDR wins. Split decision. It was a very competitive fight. Close. Round 1. Robert Whittaker's... This was his round. This was Whittaker's round. Jabs were working for him. Some body shots. Again, he's just kind of picking apart at range. And he got ahead in round 1. Round 2 is Reiner de Ridder's round. He hurts Robert Whittaker to the body with a knee. And then he also gets a takedown. Spends a lot of time on top. Almost gets a Darce, but Whittaker defends. Round 3. RDR hurts Whittaker, but then he goes for a knee to the body, gets dropped by a big right hand, overhand right, got sent down to the canvas, almost got finished. But he spent the rest of the round on top control, took Whittaker down, but Whittaker still wins the round because of a knockdown. And round 4, round 4 and 5 were the closest rounds of the fight. RDR just more busy in the clinch, landing with punches, some knees to the body, uppercuts in the clinch. Whittaker landed some good shots at range, body shots and jabs, but in round 4, RDR also hurt Whittaker with well, not really hurt, but he kind of stumbled him with an overhand left. Jabs were working for him as well. And round 5, this was a deciding round. It was 2-2 going into the 5th, and RDR, he just more busy in the clinch. Whittaker landed some shots, but RDR would throw a combination clinch up, uppercuts, knees, and the total strikes just wins him the fight. I mean, a lot of people say robbery, but I gotta disagree with you. I think this was a win for Reiner de Ridder, 48-47. Maybe not the most entertaining in rounds 4 and 5, but he got the win over a top 5 opponent, which a lot of people thought he wouldn't do. They thought this was a mismatch. I went with RDR to win. I felt his goofy style could benefit him. He could wear down Whittaker in the clinch, and he got the win. So he's gonna be climbing the ladder. He called for a title shot. Probably not gonna happen yet, but he's on his way. And for Whittaker, he should look for an uppercomer to bounce back on. So anyway, pretty good fights this card. Thanks for watching. See you for the next fight night, which has gone to shit.